Hi everyone, my name is Delana and I'm here today to tell you a little bit about myself, have you guys get to know me a little bit better, and I thought that there was no better way to do that than, just some fun facts to tell you guys a little bit more about me. The first fun fact that I always start with is my name. People hear Delana and they think, where did that come from? And it's actually a funny story. My parents are big hippies and, from northern Vermont, and the entire time my mom was pregnant, they followed the band The Grateful Dead and Bob Dylan. And early in my mom's pregnancy, they found out they were having a boy, so they're like, fabulous. Like, we're following this, this singer that we love so much, the entire time I'm pregnant, so we'll name our son after Bob Dylan. And lo and behold, 9 months later, after they have purchased mountains of blue stuff and, have a blue nursery and all this stuff, they do not get a boy, they get a girl. And so they just popped an A at the end. So I got a pretty unique name out of the deal. And, I think being named after a singer has really cultivated a love for music and a love for just, I've got to travel a lot to see bands, and including the man I was named after. So another fun thing that I like to tell about is where I'm from. You know, I know when people hear Vermont, they think farms and nothing to do and just cows, but I'm actually from a part of the state that has very little of that. I'm from Burlington, which is the biggest city in Vermont. I use the term city loosely because we have such a small population just in the entire state. But I am from the more populated area of the state. We have a bunch of colleges. Some of the ones you may have heard of are the University of Vermont, St. Michael's, and Champlain College. So it's a big college town. There's always stuff going on. One of my favorite things is the downtown area, and it's just one long street called Church Street that's blocked off to cars, and there's just a bunch of amazing shops and restaurants, and it's so fun. You can spend an entire day there. For those of you who may not like shopping all day, the boys and maybe some of the girls in the room, there is, a beautiful lake and mountains 20 minutes away for the skiers and hikers, and tons of trails, beautiful, beautiful nature just everywhere, which is one of the reasons I love it so much. I think there's something for everybody. And I feel like at this point, the next question people always ask me is, if you're from Burlington, you love Burlington so much, then why did you end up at Fitchburg State University? And it's a good question because up here in Burlington, no one has actually ever really heard of Fitchburg. I didn't even hear of Fitchburg until I was playing at a lacrosse recruiting tournament and I was approached by the coach. And I was like, I'm not going to go to some place that I've never heard of. And then I looked up the school online and found even more startling statistics about the area, which, if you go to Fitchburg, is not the greatest area. And then I visited the school and I met with some of the teammates, and it absolutely changed my mind about everything. The people were so nice, and the school was so nice, and they were doing so much to improve the plans for the new science building. So, it was kind of funny how I was so turned off by a school that I ended up being so, so happy at. And I never would want to change it, and I just can't believe my experience is already half over there. And that, these past 2 years have flown. The next 2 years are probably going to fly by too, and I'll be graduated from college. So that's a little bit about myself, a couple of fun facts to get to know me a little better.